Here we go into second round of our round robin tournament between Legio, Lepidoptera, Leviathan, and the Glowryder Falls. First off, for Triple L, we have the Bamboozle Moth, Red Judgment, Lumberjack in the center, paired with Gatling Mortar and a Hwacha. Their ally, the GFA Dosidicus, Stormbreaker, dual Gatlings with Hwacha and Light Flak. Their opponents, the Glowryder Falls, Fancy Extension, Mine Launcher, Center Mobula, Gatling, dual Artemis, and a Hades. And their ally, the St. Glass Weegian Kiss, Artemis Light Carronade with Banshee and Gatling on the side. Already, Dosidicus has pushed forward very aggressively into center map. Now, current position of the Bamboozle Moth is unknown, so it's possible here that red team smokes this Pyramidion very quickly if GFA, GRF, all these made-up team names that change on a week-to-week basis. As you see, Fancy Extension now has turned to try to take the Bamboozle Moth, try to exert a bit of control here. One Hwacha does go down on the Red Judgment by the Artemis of the Fancy Extension, and this forces St. Glass Weegian Kiss to back away. Pyramidion going to be very vulnerable here if it's caught. If they are caught unaware, it's a ship that dies that's not particularly tanky, despite the fact of the way a lot of people play this ship. Pyramidion, because it just has it's kind of a slow ship. It doesn't have a lot of health. It has a large, easy to hit hitbox. So if they are caught out in the open, it's only going to take a few seconds of sustained gunfire. If this armor goes down at any point, and there's the armor break on St. Glass Weegian Kiss. They're trying to drop out of the Bamboozle Moth's gun arcs. They get a fast rebuild in the armor, but it goes down again, and I think they might be sitting. No, Dosidicus now, big, heavy, light flak connections on the Blue Pyramidion. They are able to move out of the Bamboozle Moth's gun arcs. Only one mortar connecting, but Dosidicus was able to follow up, and this might be it for the Blue Pyramidion. They do go down. Red Stormbreaker picking up the kill. But here comes Fancy Extension now. Artemis shots coming in. Dosidicus, I think they're going to get a Hwacha barrage out. No gun disables on the Fancy Extension. Two guns already down. Bamboozle Moth takes down a third. I think this is going to be a second point for Legio Lepidoptera. And Bamboozle Moth able to finish them off with the mortars. Very strong first engagement from red team. They're able to isolate a single target in the Pyramidion, finish them off, and then from that point snowball the match. Good dual focus, good team coordination from Triple L. Now red currently pushing into blue's side of the map, so we'll see if the Glowryder Falls decide to take a close spawn here. This is the north spawn point for blue team, and then there's also the southern spawn, which is a little more protected behind the mountain range. So depending on how the Glowryder Falls want to play this, they could take a safe spawn, or they could take an extremely aggressive spawn. And we'll see what they decide to do. Oh, here we go. We got the close spawns from blue team. Legio Lepidoptera not expecting that. Already pushing south now. Hopefully Dosidicus has visual on the Glowryder Falls ships, and look at them moving. They smell blood in their water. They know Bamboozle Moth is hiding out in this cloud. And we do see spots go down. Now, Dosidicus needs to kick it into gear. They're still just kind of floating around, and Bamboozle Moth is already taking a ton of damage from the Glass Weegian Kiss and the Fancy Extension, and just, oh, so much damage. Balloon is down to the Light Carronade. I think Glass Weegian Kiss using the side Banshee to finish them off. Yeah, Legio Lepidoptera, Leviathan just having no idea that this was coming from blue. And now Dosidicus has rejoined the fight after the allies perish. 50% permanent damage done to the Fancy Extension with the light flak. And now Glass Weegian Kiss moving in with the Artemis. Disables are going to come into effect, and that's going to be a tie game. 2 points both sides. Not too bad though for red, despite the fact that they just totally got rolled over in that fight. Dosidicus was still able to trade a damaged ship for half the permanent health of the Fancy Extension, which is a good trade. Red team, because they did win the first fight, they do have first kill advantage. So in the event that the match ends in a tie, hey, Lepidoptera Leviathan will be declared the winner. So the impetus is going to be on blue to continue to pursue, to make aggressive plays the remainder of the game. Now, it looks like red team spawning by Candy Mountain, southmost spawn, and maybe going for something a little bit sneaky here. As you see them traveling westward behind the mountain range. And I wonder, Pyramidian might be able to get a spot here on the Judgment. If not a spot, they might be able to see where they are. Looks like neither team was actually able to see each other during that transition, that rotation around the map. So, blue team moving to Candy Mountain. They see there's nobody here. Now they're, by a process of deduction, going to figure out that red team's going for something a little bit more tactical. And now they themselves moving westerly. And I do wonder when these two teams are going to meet. Looks like red is set up in the blue team's southern spawn point. They're lying in wait. Now, spot does go down. Class Legion Kiss taking that low position underneath the terrain, able to get visibility of the red Judgment. Fancy Extension currently unspotted. Looks like target at first going to be the Dicidicus. We see some lumberjack shots going a little bit wide. Good connection there. Mobile's balloon, one hit away from going down. As the Glass Legion Kiss doing good job zoning out the Dicidicus with only their solo Artemis, because they do have, it's a light carronade Artemis build. They only really have one long range gun that they can rely on. But Pyramidian is somewhat resistant to Hwacha disables, so in a disable game between an Artemis Pyramidian and a Hwacha, Artemis will win out over the long run. So far both teams playing this pretty conservatively. As Dicidicus moves in for another volley. Hwacha going into the Glass Legion Kiss, no disables. Fancy Extension moving forward. Seems like they might want to bring this mine launcher into effect. I don't know if this is the right play. Lumberjack has taken down their balloon. Dicidicus dual focusing. Where's the explosive damage? Gatling's coming out. Hwacha connecting. Unbuilt hull. Slow armor rebuild for the Mobula, and they do go down. Now, Glass Legion Kiss is in a bad spot because Pyramidian not going to be able to outrun the Stormbreaker. So their only option here, they could try to suicide the ship, or they could just try to do a little bit of evasive flying, which seems like what they're going to do here. Try to extend the engagement long enough for the Mobula to spawn back in. And then at that point, maybe, because yeah, there's the spawn point. Red team, their strategy may be backfiring a little bit. We're going to see some mines coming out, hopefully in a moment, as Fancy Extension gets an extremely close spawn, able to rejoin the fight almost immediately. But Glass Legion Kiss still a little zoned out. And Bamboozle Moth is scared. They're like, I don't want any part of this. They know that if they stand still for even a second, the mines are just going to start popping out. You do see some mines come out as well. We'll see if they switch to get some Lesmok ammo mines. As Glass Legion Kiss tries to keep the Dicidicus locked down. These lumberjacks from the Bamboozle Moth are making it tough for Fancy Extension to put out any sustained fire. And Bamboozle Moth looks like maybe going for a ram, but they don't need it. Mortars able to finish off their target. And Glass Legion Kiss once again left alone by their ally. 1v1 situation, like St. Glass Legion Kiss has been doing a good job keeping the Stormbreaker in check with the Carronade Artemis. And they might be able, it's possible they get a ram here. The angles here are a little bit weird for the Bamboozle Moth. So it'll be a few more seconds before they're able to actually rejoin the fight. But it seems like St. Glass Legion Kiss going to be playing it safe here, leaving Dicidicus at the bottom of the map with no permanent damage. Instead, going to wait for their ally. And once again, Fancy Extension back in the fight. Artemis coming in. But what I was saying, St. Glass Legion Kiss has been winning the 1v1 against the Stormbreaker with this light carronade Artemis Pyramidian, but Unfortunately, the kills haven't been fast enough, that the fancy extension has been losing against the bamboozle moth, and then it simply becomes a matter of math. Now, in this situation, fancy extension is unspotted. They're totally unharassed here. They're able to engage both the Hades and the dual Artemis. The full effect of the Mobula is DPS, and when they don't have to worry about their balloon, Mobula can do a lot of damage. So bamboozle moth being forced down to take a little bit of cover. Sync Glaswegian Kiss again switching to the Dicidicus. This time, with the support of their ally, they might be able to get a kill. Although it looks like some of this this fire is blocked by terrain, incoming fire from the fancy extension. Blue team switching focus to the bamboozle moth, forcing them behind cover. Match point for red team. So if either of Glowryder Falls ships go down, they will lose this game. Fancy extension moving in close. Artemis engaging on the bamboozle moth. There's a mine. Not quite in Lesmok mine range. Almost hitting it though. Bamboozle moth, gotta be careful. Big mine connection. Fancy extension ducking down low, using gunner stamina to shoot the mine straight up. Glaswegian Kiss moving in. Oh, no engines on the Pyramidion. They're going for a ram, but they can't steer their ship, so they sail right on past. Balloon extremely low as well. Dicidicus able to dodge that with ease, but fancy extension, a lot of damage hooking into Bamboozle Moth. Bamboozle Moth heavily disabled. Who's going to die first, the Judgment or the Pyramidion? I don't know. Pyramidion's armor's down, just rebuilt. Going to go down again. Are there going to be light flak shots? There are. Big damage onto the blue Pyramidion, but Judgment able to be finished off by the fancy extension to dual Artemis and the mine launchers, finally proving their worth. But are they going to be able to get back into this fight fast enough to save their ally? The Sync Glaswegian Kiss is in a really bad spot. Balloon is down, 3 engines are down, all the guns are down, armor gonna die to the dual Gatling. Is there gonna be explosive follow-up? No. Light flak being rebuilt a little too late, but they are able to finally get the kill, and that's gonna be 5-3 for Legio Lepidoptera Leviathan. And they win this game.